Hey MySQL learners, so in this session actually I'm going to be talking about update and delete statements. So as usual I'm going to be using my ecom store schema and I will be using my products table to do this demo. So just quickly, if we select products table, there's two rows right now. So the first update is just to show you the syntax of updates. So you have the update keyword followed by the table name followed by set keyword, and then you can have as many columns as your table contains, but in this case I've got only one column, and I can just run this update. So let's actually add one more clause to it, which is the where clause, and this is to just update the rows that you really want to update. So we will be updating only the rows with product ID equals 1. So let's go ahead and do that, and then I'll just commit and do a select from products. Quantity has gone up by 50. It went from 299 to 349. Now one more thing to realize is actually, like, you can specify literal values when you're updating. That happens all the time. Or you can also like specify formula. You can have SQL functions like replace, substring, length, and so on. You can look at MySQL documentation to see what kind of functions are available in this update. Like, I just wanted to show you the syntax, basically to let you know that like you can have multiple you can update multiple rows at once. In this case I put like the values 1, 2 and 3. You don't have to do one row at a time or anything. So when you use the in keyword, then you can say product ID or whatever column in, and then a bunch of values to select the rows that you want. And there are other ways to do it, but the point being you can update multiple records at once. And another interesting usage is using the case statement. You can, let's say you have a bunch of update statements, one for product ID equals 1, another for product ID equals 2, and another for the other product ID values. Then you can combine all that into one update statement using a case, when, then, end clause or keyword. Basically, in this case, actually for product ID equals 1, I want to increment the quantity by 50, and product ID equals 2, I want to increment the quantity by 100, and so on. So then I've got this a similar where clause that similar to the one that I showed you before. I'm going to run this. You can see the columns are getting incremented. I'm not going to go back and check. I'm pretty sure that it's done the right thing. So the next one is basically when you want to delete records from a table or purge data from a table, then you can just use a simple delete statement. And if you are wanting to delete a particular row, again similar to the update, you can use a where clause to actually like narrow down the data that you want to delete. This particular statement, which is delete from a table name, and then where column name equals the column value, and you can have multiple filters in here. So here I don't have the row number 3. I think I deleted it already. All right, so let's keep going. Products 3 table, I just wanted to show you it contains a lot more data than my other table. You can see it contains data about 5,849 rows. I wanted to also show you this particular parameter, MySQL configuration parameter, to basically enable and disable safe updates. So let's say like if your delete statement or update statement is not using a primary key column in the where clause, then basically if you enable this particular parameter, let's say by setting this 1, and then if you run your delete, you will get like an error code 1175. And then it says you're using safe update mode, etc, etc. It's not letting you to run this kind of delete statements because it could be it could cause bad performance. So if I disable the same thing, and then if I run the delete statement and then just run a select again, then it should go through, because now the parameter is disabled. And two more things. One is actually like if you have a huge table and you want to delete only a few rows at a time, then you can use the limit keyword to limit the number of records that are deleted by this statement. In this case, like I wanted to delete only 10 rows. Let's go ahead and do that, and it should just work just fine. And then if I do a select, you will see the difference in the row count. Actually now it's like 5839, before it was 5849. So that's how the limit clause helps you. Also in the limit clause you can all specify the order by clause. It basically sorts the data by these columns, like first by quantity, then by product ID, then it deletes the top 10 or 100 or whatever value you put here actually. So let's go ahead and do it, and then select again. Yeah, 2070 is gone. So the top 10 rows are gone, and yeah, that's pretty much it actually. Those are all a few variations of update and delete statements, and of course there's lots of tangents we can get into, but I will leave that task to you. And I hope it was useful, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next session.